So jury selection is going to continue this morning in the trial for hip-hop star A$AP Rocky. His real name is Rakim Mayers, and he declined a final deal from LA prosecutors to spend 180 days in jail. He could be looking at up to 24 years in prison if he's convicted. Now, the Grammy-nominated rapper is accused of shooting at a former friend of his near a Hollywood hotel back in the year 2021. Now, he will not be the only notable person in the courtroom. No, his attorney, Joe Tacopina, once represented President Donald Trump. He represented him in New York in his hush money case. He's a New York attorney, and A$AP Rocky's from New York, by the way. And leading the prosecution team, another high-profile attorney, Deputy DA John Lewin, who all of our courties are going to remember him from prosecuting Robert Durst. Really great attorney. He's also spoken out loudly against the Menendez brothers' potential release. And so we've got some heavy hitters in the courtroom. These attorneys that are seasoned, they're used to high-profile cases, and they're all rearing to go. So how's this going to look? How will the celebrity attorney factor play in? John Phillips, I want to go to you here. You're known as a celebrity attorney. Talk to me here. What do you think?
The battle of the titans, right? I love this case. I've got a similar case. Mine was fatal, double homicide in the YNW group. So YNW Melly is alleged to have shot and killed.
We covered that
right,
one. Yes.
Two of his friends, and I represent the families of one of his friends. And so this has parallels, and we are seeing dangerous levels of use of guns and murders around the rap game again. And I think that's one of the chief reasons it's being prosecuted. Certainly you have a victim, but in a high profile victim, but going back to your point, you've also got Rihanna, who's married to A$AP Rocky. You've got all of this kind of celebrity, which at the end of the day is a bit of a distraction, and the jury's going to, be looking left and right, but conducting voir dire, conducting jury selection with this and saying, do you know these people? Are you familiar? Are you going to give, did you watch court TV? Did the fact that he represented Donald Trump, sway you if you were aware? And so there's going to be so much to make sure that you've got a fair and even balanced scales that go into before the first witness testifies.
Right, John. Great points. Kinsey Schofield, let me go to you. We're in Hollywood. Celebrities in Hollywood know you, and you do podcasting and interviews and things. Come on our show and give insight. How do you think the whole celebrity factor is going to play in? I mean, all things considered, right? The defendant, Rihanna, everything, the attorneys. What do you see happening?
Well, I think it's very similar to the Blake and Baldoni case, where we have high-profile lawyers who are skilled at managing the media narratives, framing their clients positively while discrediting, the opposing argument. So I think that it's very similar to the Blake and Baldoni case, because we have two individuals that are just so sharp when it comes to engaging with the media. It boosts the credibility, certainly, when you have renowned attorneys. They bring credibility and expertise. And your audience, like you said, they're going to recognize some of these individuals and be so much more engaged because they're fond of them. They like their perspective, and they've agreed with them previously. So, I just think their reputations can draw attention, more media attention, and make the trial much larger than it potentially could have been if it had been another attorney. And that could influence the jury members indirectly, likely, if they're, wide-eyed and excited about what's going on around them.
Right. Excellent points, Kinsey. I love everything you shared there. Michael J. Brown, last but not least. So I want to ask you a little bit about the defense side of this case, if you don't mind, please. You right now are on one of the biggest criminal cases in the country, the Gilgo Beach homicide case, and you've been the one selected to represent Rex Heuermann. Here the defense is making waves. They were mad after day number 1 about what they said was a disproportionate number of black jurors being brought in as opposed to the white jurors that were brought in the pool. We have a tweet from the Reverend Al Sharpton we want to share here. He's saying he's keeping a very close eye on this case and had this to say, quote, "It's been brought to my attention by the National Action Network Los Angeles office that that out of 106 people called in to potentially sit as jurors in A$AP Rocky's trial in LA, there are only 4 black people. It is absolutely ridiculous that the jury will not be fair and representative so as to deprive A$AP Rocky of a fair trial. Something appears to be very wrong with the system. Okay, Michael, so what happens this morning? How much do you jump up and down if you're representing A$AP Rocky to try to make sure you get the pool that you feel is representative?
Julie, great question. And obviously you're entitled to a jury of your peers, and that should be representative of the population, including the minority population. What you need to do is make that objection immediately, because the clerk would stand and say, is there an objection to the jury pool, generally the people that are sitting in that courtroom, and that's when you make that objection. And you can continue to make that objection as you go forward. Remember, there's also something called a Batson challenge. So now if you do seat an African American, for instance, and the prosecutor uses a peremptory challenge on that person, it's important for the defense to make a big stink and have them articulate a reason why they are excluding that witness, that potential juror. And you really have to build up a record for appeal. The judge has already denied that aspect of it, but it's really now about protecting the record down the road in the event that he loses.
That's a really helpful legal explainer. Thank you for that, Michael. We're going to watch for that. Maybe we see a Batson challenge, as you said, happen today. Maybe with cameras we get to see this. Michael J. Brown, I know you're very busy with your law practice, but you could be a professor. That was a great explainer. Thank you for that. And I know we're going to have to let Kinsey get going. Kinsey, you have a new show. So before we say goodbye to you, tell us about that, please.
Oh, thank you so much. It's Kinsey Schofield Unfiltered, and lots of Hollywood gossip. So if you love gossip,
Yes.
come join us.
Yes. Oh, we're all going to check it out. Congratulations on that. And it's so great to have you back on the program.